That's great. Fantastic. Hi, everybody. Good morning.
Hi.
It's a podcast from the Eastern Monmouth Area Chamber of Commerce. I'm here with my co-hosts, Marie Noglos and Elaine Chambray, both from Woodward Realty. Good morning, ladies.
Morning.
Good morning.
How are we feeling today?
Good. A little
Good.
chilly outside.
Yeah. Well, it's coming.
Finally.
a couple of my ski resorts have opened, or they'll be open on Monday.
Ooh.
Of course, that's Colorado, but.
And the beach bars are closing this weekend, so it just seems
So it's
goes hand in
the
hand.
change of season, which is one of the reasons why we all live here, is because we get that change of season. We don't just go straight into anything else. But anyway, so we're just going to chat amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
You guys can watch and listen along if you like. That's fine. Do whatever you want to do.
And that's a
But-
wrap.
Normally we have a cocktail in our hand because it's after
Yeah,
5, but
Well, it's early, so as long as I have a full cup of
Thank
coffee, I'm pretty
goodness
happy.
they have these in the morning.
Well, we have thought. I think the last time I was here, we considered doing mimosas. That was a topic of discussion. That's
Next time.
certainly was possible. Right, Jennifer's spinning in her bed right now. Holy, what are these? What are they doing?
You know she's watching
wait,
this.
wait.
Hey, Jen.
Tom, wait a second. We're together. She's not here.
Uh-oh.
And we say things that don't please her.
Yeah, so we're we're in
boy.
big trouble.
Oh, boy.
Oh man. So anyway, good morning everybody. I want to start out with thanking our corporate sponsors, Nissan City of Red Bank on 120 Newman Springs Road. Right, that's where they are. And of course, we have Chris running the show here.
Yay,
Chris
Chris.
and a Shared Universe, our podcast home for quite a while now. This is this has been fun.
Closer commute.
Well, yeah, certainly, yeah. Well,
I mean, it's nice to see the other place, too.
Homedale's is actually
Homedale.
easier for me to get to because it's like
Oh, really? Okay.
from where I live. But this is fine. I'm
Not after the accident they had the other day.
Well, no, I don't even go. I just go straight up the back roads there through Homedale. And,
Homedale Road?
Yeah. That's the way I go. So anyway, what else are we going to talk about?
Chamber.
Chamber.
We had a great event.
Oh, we did.
Awesome event.
We did.
Over 70 people registered.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was a full house.
It was packed
It was packed. Yep.
at
Danny's. In Red Bank.
Steakhouse
There's a
in Red
new
Bank.
owner.
Yeah.
Yes.
They did a great job, and from what I understand, they were very happy. So
Yes.
that's great.
We will be going back. Did you have any of the food?
I was talking too much.
I didn't have any, but I heard it was amazing.
I
'cause
had a bite of one thing, and then that was
Well,
it.
because it went quick. So
Well, you got to get it and talk to
Yeah,
everybody.
I can talk with my mouth full, but that's usually not the best
Not a
look
good
for me.
idea.
Yeah.
No,
so
a lot of new faces.
we certainly had a lot of new faces, and
that's
that
really
that
good.
basically was the culmination of our membership month.
Yes.
Yeah.
So which we have a few more days left.
Yes.
So if there's anybody that's on the fence and they want to get it done, you're going to have to get it done quickly.
Yes.
Contact
So-
the
to
office.
in order to take advantage of the extra benefits.
Yeah. And I'll go over some benefits.
Yes.
Being a chamber member anyway, a little bit later.
A lot of new members.
Yeah.
Wait, I can't see what she's saying.
Who?
Jennifer.
Oh,
We're in trouble.
We're getting notes already. The show's not even over.
You didn't
Yeah.
even talk about this, and this. Give us time, Jennifer.
Right,
Over
right.
70 attended.
Yeah.
Yes,
right?
I said
Yeah,
that.
we knew that. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
What did she say?
It's way too
Just make
small.
something up. Just put,
She said we're doing a great job. Just keep going, guys.
Put words in our mouth. Right. So we do want to, as it's membership month, we put on a lot of new members.
Yeah.
We did.
The highest number of new members that I can remember, and I've been around forever.
True.
Thanks. So I'm gonna list them here. I don't think they're in any particular order.
No.
But I got to make the screen bigger so I can
And I
see
think
it.
there's more. You're going to read off 16 names. I think there's more.
There's
too.
more than that? Okay. So I have Clinilabs, new member, LBI Cleaning, Ortho PT. We have the Richard J. Angelo Attorney at Law as a new member this month. Service Master Commercial Cleaning by TD Janitorial. We have Connections Unlimited, RPS Consulting Group, Bayada Home Healthcare, A Plus Lighting LLC, Kick It Creative LLC, Two River Computer LLC, LifeWave, Murphy Business Sales, Batteries Plus, Homedale Imaging, and Wild Fork Foods. So that's the 16 I have. So are there others? I
I
don't, because this list came out on
a couple of
Wednesday.
days ago. Yeah.
Wednesday. So unless somebody
we
got
may
in-
have more.
I think we had a couple.
3 or 4 were supposed to sign up after the event.
Okay. All
And
right.
just scroll down. The last one you mentioned,
Wild Fork.
they're having a grand opening
are.
on the 17th
They are.
that I'll be going
Yeah.
to.
I know. I saw
Ribbon
that.
cutting.
Yep. I have that down here
Good.
somewhere. We have 3 ribbon cuttings that
That's right,
I'll
yeah.
mention a little bit later on. But so this is, like I said, this is fantastic. New member group, one of the largest groups that I've ever seen, and I think it goes to, helping people understand the value of being a part of a chamber of commerce. Mm-hmm. You get out there, people get to know who you are. I've often said to folks, when you join a chamber, it's not like all of a sudden you've got a stream of new business just beating down the door. That's not really the way it works. What ends up happening is you get out there, you get involved, you get on a committee or two,
Meet new people.
You meet new people,
And you get to know them.
Exactly.
It becomes every person you meet is a resource. I mean,
right. And you build a relationship, and you get to know them, each other, and like, so we've known each other a few years, and so we're gonna bust each other chops a little bit and kid each other. But that goes, I think, more to the relationship that we've built. So with the comfort and that we understand who we are, what we're doing, what we're about. And from a business resource, that's what you want. The folks
right.
that you're going to do business with, or that you're going to refer one of your customers to, or ask somebody for some help, you got to have that. You got to have that relationship. You got to understand.
Well, you have to understand them and trust them to move forward with their business or whatever they're offering.
yeah, because if you know they have integrity, then you can feel comfortable
Right.
sharing that
the best
knowledge
way,
with
the best way to
others.
figure that out is just to get to know them. Whether it's at a chamber event or outside of a chamber event. I mean, a lot of our members we're philanthropically inclined, so we participate on different boards, different charities, things like that. And so a lot of us. It's funny when if you were to put I'm going to use a big word here, SAT word, a matrix out there, and you were to figure out, okay, charities and members, right? The overlap is incredible. It's absolutely incredible. There's folks that we pop up everywhere. We're like dandelion weeds.
So true.
Yeah, you show up at a charity event. It's, oh wow,
I know you.
Yeah, I didn't expect you to be here.
You're from Chamber.
Yeah, that's
Which is a good thing.
it is a good thing.
And it's so much more. The whole all of our networking is so much more than just coming in and handing out a business card.
Well, that's not it.
If that's what your intention is,
don't do
I mean, if your intention is to just walk in and hand out as many business cards as possible, you're not getting the full benefit of what the chamber is.
Right.
We learn about each other's businesses. We get comfortable and confident in that business owner or business person, their integrity, and feel more comfortable. And as far as the philanthropic part of it, it was very interesting. The event at Danny's the other night, I met someone that we share a common interest in a nonprofit.
Oh, there.
And Jennifer knew that, so she knew to put us together so that we could not only talk about our businesses, but also to talk about our common interests.
Which helps a lot.
Helps a lot. Now we're
Now
following
you
each
know
other.
each
We're
other,
going to
yeah.
stay in touch. So if I need we can go back and forth, and that's another resource. Because even if she can't help me with her business, she may know someone who does. And now if she's comfortable with them, I'm going to be more comfortable with them because I'm comfortable with her.
Right. And it doesn't have to necessarily be a reciprocal arrangement. It's like, okay, we're all trying to help each other because we all want to get ahead and we want to see other people do well. And so that's fantastic. And so even like this venue doing the podcast, that's built for members to be able to, communicate what they're all about and have that conversation.
Share their info.
Go out to a much wider audience.
Hopefully.
In Tennessee.
Yeah. Good morning, Tennessee. Yeah, we see you. Well, actually, no. I'm sorry. We don't see you. That 'cause it's really early there. That wouldn't go over too well. I know wouldn't go over well in my house. But the other things that we do. So our networking breakfast is coming up in a couple weeks. I'll mention that a little bit later. But we usually have a member that will. They will present.
Sponsor.
They'll sponsor and or present. And again, another opportunity for members to get to know another member and what they do and how they do it. And if they come away with, some little tiny learning, fantastic. Small local businesses that want to do well in the community. So that's that's something that's fantastic.
Because you can be part of Eastern Monmouth Area Chamber of Commerce if you do business in Eastern Monmouth
Right.
area, in our 11 towns.
Sure.
So even if you aren't physically located in one of our towns, if you are doing business. in it, you can be part of EMAC and network with us and build your business that way.
Right. Come and have some fun, perhaps.
Right.
Because we do have fun every now and again.
Yes, we do. Even at the
She's
breakfasts.
listening.
Even at the breakfasts.
Even at the breakfasts. That's right. That's right. So so I'm going to mention the breakfast now because it's in front of my face here. But we're going to.
I definitely want to go to this one.
Yeah. So this one is on Wednesday, November 9th. It's at 8 o'clock in the morning, 9:30, from 8 to 9:30. It's at the Middletown Arts Center. And so it's presented and sponsored by John Mousseau, our friend John Mousseau from the Alternative Board. And he's going to talk a little bit about business planning and getting ready for 2023 because that's coming up. And
Yes.
it's funny, I was thinking about that in the car riding over
Be
this
here
morning.
before you know it.
Yeah, well, for some of us, it kind of is already here. But John's going to talk a little bit about defining goals, strategies, and some tactics to try to help make sure that we can implement those things. And so John, that should be an excellent presentation. I know John is very knowledgeable in that, and he's been active in the chamber, very
Yes.
active in the chamber, and helped us
With the marketing.
Helped us with the marketing. I know he's been very helpful in helping us to build out some of our management practices. The chamber is a going concern, and we have to operate it as a business, and so he's been very helpful about that as well. So that and that's fantastic. And he's a good guy too. We have met.
And he lives by me.
He lives by you. Okay. Well, that's fantastic. So, I'm just gonna say we also have a holiday party planned, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I'll come back to that a little bit later. We'll talk about that.
Our next big event.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna talk about that one yet
Oh.
either. That one. Yeah. That,
All
that
right.
one. Yeah. Later. We'll do that later.
All right,
Right.
all
So
right.
so yeah. We actually everything else that's on Jennifer's list, we're gonna do that later.
Don't let Jennifer hear.
Yeah. No. Well, that's all right.
She's listening.
That's okay. So with any luck, it's the last time we host.
No. They love us.
It's
We
'cause-
always say yes.
that's why. That's what I was gonna say because we
We
show up.
always say
That's
yes.
true. That's
We're at
true.
every event, but we like going to the events.
Sure.
Well, we like getting to know everyone in our community
Yes.
and the businesses that do business there. What she is reminding us is you don't have to own the business.
That's correct. That's true.
Right.
That's true. And if you're
Right. You could work at the
you
business.
could work,
yes.
So if you're an employee of one of our 16 new members, then you're also a chamber member.
Yes.
And you can take advantage of whatever it is that we have. You can come, all of our events you're welcome to, whatever the member rate is.
Well,
to
yes, and
attend that.
when you're a member, you get the discounted rate.
The member rate. I've said it 100 times. I know Jennifer's waiting for me to say it, but I always like to say that you're not really in business unless you're part of the business community.
No.
And one of the easiest, I think one of the most effective ways is to be part of that business community is to join a chamber of commerce.
Yes.
And to get involved. I mean, that's
Gotta get
a
involved.
two-piece. That's A and B, right? A is to join. B is you have to be involved.
Yes.
So you've got to come to the events. It's a really, 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 really good idea to get on a committee and help contribute because that is where people learn, what you're all about, what you can get done. If you're typically just talking about doing things but you never do anything,
Right.
well, that will come
speaks
through.
volumes.
That'll come
Right.
through quickly if you're on a committee.
Yes.
Or if you're fortunate enough to be asked to join the board, our board is what I like to say is a working board. We are not a show board, right? So,
Correct.
So think like a working horse or a show horse. We are
working
Chris likes
horses.
that. Chris is thinking that. Yeah, I'm a working engineer. That's what I am. Yeah. So
Well, some of us are show working horses.
So maybe we should explore that for now. But we are going to talk about you guys. So we're going to talk about that now. So, so why don't you tell us a little bit about the firm that you're affiliated
You
with?
want-
Oh, Gloria.
Gloria.
We work for Woodward Realty.
Okay.
Gloria Woodward is our broker. Gloria's been in the business for over 50 years. She became an agent.
I think it's 53.
She became an agent in 73. She got her broker's license in 76. She's been the president of Monmouth Ocean Regional Realtors. She's been the
So she's
president-
been in business for 25 years longer than the three of us have been alive.
I was
she's-
3.
she's- but if you do the math, I mean, I love Gloria, and she is beautiful. She's not a spring chicken. She's still going strong at
Oh
work.
my gosh.
Still going strong at work.
And she rules with heart.
Grace. And Grace.
Well, that's important.
Yep.
She, I mean, we are a dime a dozen as agents. I mean, there are so many different brokerage firms out there, so many different realtors out there. And I know Marie and I both get calls all the time from different brokers trying to say, hey, come work for us. Marie and I have laughed aside, the two of us together.
Yeah.
We would never leave her.
No.
The integrity that she runs her business, and her daughter, Pamela, the integrity and the heart, they care. They care about their clients, their sellers, and their buyers, but they care about us as their agents.
Always accepting a call, no matter what time of the day, any problems.
So let's get her on the phone now.
She's probably at the office busy. Yeah.
So how many agents with Woodward?
Oh, between all 3 offices, probably.
3 offices. Okay.
Yes.
I did not know.
Probably down to about 30, 35.
Okay.
maybe
That's
total.
still that's a
Between,
substantial business.
Referrals and full time. There's 3 offices: Freehold, Middletown, and Rumson.
Okay. I didn't realize
And
that.
unfortunately, since COVID, a lot of people don't go back to the offices that much. But
Right.
I mean, we could still do everything online.
Right.
I still print out paper, and this listing that I got yesterday, I went to the house and I hand wrote the listing
The
out.
old-fashioned way.
Yeah. Some people you have to just still do it that way. They
Right.
can't just send over a link.
They want paper.
Yeah.
I remember I was when I was in my last listing, and I had them sign it in person. Do we get a copy of this? I said, oh, I'm going to scan it and email it to you. And the wife was fine with that. The husband said, I want it in paper. I said, no problem. I'll bring it right
And
now.
they're not that old, too. And they want
Yeah, that's funny because I have the same problem. I try to do everything electronically as much as I can, and still there's some people like, no, I don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Well,
And they should not go all the way to electronic because, like this couple that I'm dealing with, they're very highly educated, but they're older, and some people just want the paper.
right. Yeah. Well, that happens.
Yeah.
That happens. Okay. So 3 offices, so about 30 employees. So
Yep.
very, very substantial.
Yeah.
So should we talk about the elephant in the room? But so there's some bright spots. There's got to be some bright spots.
I think the bright spots would be definitely for a very well qualified buyer or a cash buyer. I think those would be the bright spots. I mean, we had clients that were buyers that were losing out. We were putting in
Multiple offers.
multiple offers. They were losing 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 houses because somebody was always able to outbid.
And that was always due to lack of inventory.
Right.
Well, and the fact that interest rates were so low, so people were qualified, and there were a lot of cash buyers that
Yep.
we were still not. We were confused about where that cash was coming from, but
Right.
happy for it. But
Yeah, cash is king, as they say.
yeah, but now what's happened is there are less buyers qualified for that loan because the interest rates are
They're
so high.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Maybe it's not a credit issue. It's just more of an
It's
affordability.
just more of
Yeah,
affordability. I mean,
But there's still no interest. I mean, all those people that complain about New Jersey. Oh, I hate it. Well,
then leave.
let's list your house then. You
Oh,
want to get out?
let's
Let's
list
list.
your house.
Come on, let's list.
Exactly.
I'll push you a little bit.
Let's just list your house and see what happens.
We can give you a referral agent wherever you want to go. We'll take your listing.
Right.
I mean, 20 years ago, there used to be a for sale sign every 3rd or 4th house. Now, nothing. It's
Well, that's what we were chatting about before. That for if you're, and as Elaine just said, if you're a qualified buyer, and I guess if you are a seller and you're priced appropriately, because I would imagine there's a lot of folks out there that have maybe a little bit of an inflated
because
view,
of what has transpired
inflated
during
view of the
COVID.
price of
Yes.
our house, and maybe a little bit unrealistic.
yes.
Sure.
Well, it's funny that text that I just got. I stay in touch with my clients, and things have been selling in her complex, and one just closed for about $85,000 more than what she paid less than 2 years ago. So she's like, well, I'm thinking about moving again. It might be a good time since
Right.
there's so many people are interested. I go, man,
Well,
who would turn down a quick 80,000, you know?
yeah, well, there's only one way to find out. That's,
Yep.
that's to
I
list
said
it.
test.
the
She's
water.
young. She's ready to test the water. She doesn't
Right,
care.
Right.
It's the older ones. Oh, I have to move everything and blah, blah,
Go
blah.
through all my stuff.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah, well,
and
that's
that is-
what we were talking about before. Is like start cleaning out now. And we have somebody that can help you with that in the chamber.
we
Chamber
do.
member. We have somebody that can help with that. And yeah, let's.
That's
let's start
funny you
cleaning
said
that
that.
stuff.
My mom's 90, and she's in her second home, and I started going through some drawers the other day. She's like, why are you throwing things out? I'm like, it's okay. Don't worry, Mom. These are all Christmas cards. We got to start cleaning now.
Yeah. Well, we went through that in our house. We purged a couple of times, and we still ended up with
Eh?
way more stuff than we needed, or
Yeah.
and still have some of it hanging around.
And that's a lot that the sellers say, well, I need time.
yeah.
And I've been in this house 25 years or 50 years.
The house I sold.
How long?
I was in it for about 25, but I bought it from my father.
Oh,
Left his stuff
He
in
left his stuff upstairs in the attic. So I not only had to clean out my crap, I had to clean out his junk too.
My broker just had a listing. The house was vacant and it was empty. And it actually the people had moved out of the country and they had been renting it for 20 years. Well, she thought it was a slam dunk and they did an inspection. Everything was stored up in the attic. They had no idea. She thought it was a completely vacant house. They had to get a dumpster out,
Yeah.
and because all the tenants had children who played sports, so they had like soccer nets and all kinds of
Everything
stuff
upstairs,
up in the
that's
attic. Oh God!
I went through that too with an in-laws house. It was every rug they ever owned was not good
Rolled
enough.
up.
Not good enough to walk on, too good to throw away. Yeah.
I have a few if you need it.
Yeah, suitcases with no handles. Yeah.
You never know.
I
You
never
could
get.
use
I
it.
We
never
did- we
got
did-
that. The suitcase with no hand or the broken handle.
It's still good. I just can't use it. I can't throw it away.
I know. I
still
just I
looks
don't
great.
get it.
So we actually had to go through everything to make sure there wasn't any money hidden in it.
I was gonna say, look
yeah.
inside. You never know.
And every pocket with every
There was
pocket.
There was a now. You guys are all too young, but metal trash cans.
Oh yeah.
There was a metal trash can in the attic that had every tax return going back to the 1960s in it.
Well, that's good because it's a metal trash can. You could just take it outside and light it on fire.
Oh, you can't do that anymore.
Somebody had to be able to lift that. That was
Oh,
that was a, that was a new. So back to what were we talking about? We were
Real
talking
estate.
About, real estate. And so that there are some bright spots. I'm sure it's a little tough right now.
Yes.
Right, a little tough sledding. So it's important that folks be, I would imagine, be flexible and be patient. I would think is probably a big
Yes.
key.
No, I think so. And nothing lasts forever.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
The
a
crazy
cycle.
market didn't happen overnight. It's going to get better.
did.
You just have to be
Sorta
patient.
did. Sorta did.
Something has to give. The rates, or people are going to say, okay, I want to get out then.
Right. Yeah,
Something's got us.
Right.
Well,
So,
I
so
think-
I was talking to one of our mortgage friends, and that's kind of his point was there's people that maybe we refinanced or bought new in the last few years, and we
Right.
got really attractive rates. I'm one of them. He said he was about 3 or 4 months too early, so his rate's a little higher than he would like. But and I just pointed out, I said when I bought my first house in 1990.
What
Our
interest?
interest rate was probably 6.5, 6 3/4.
Mine
somewhere
in
that-
'87 was almost 18.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the house I bought from my dad when he bought it in 1977 certainly would have been a
Yeah.
13 or 14% interest
Yeah.
rate way back then. Now he bought the house for $60,000.
Exactly. And
That-
ours was
that's the
159.
difference.
I sold it for 6 something. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
You made your money back
Yeah,
a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah.
Well, that's the thing. If the interest rates are high, but you're not paying that 20% over asking anymore.
Right.
So then,
A little bit more
so
realistic.
for a
Almost,
year or two, you pay the higher interest. Hey, you refinance in a little bit with the same mortgage guy that you use. Hopefully, he'll cut you a little break, and then you break even, and you got what you want.
Right. Well, the other thing, so, I'm a money guy, though, so the way my brain works, I think about it, so, yeah, your interest rate is higher than you would like, other than the affordability part. But if you're worried about how much interest you're going to pay over the length of your mortgage,
Right.
make a couple extra payments.
Exactly.
Right.
Right? Every once in a while.
Yeah,
throw
what is
another
it? I
$100.
think they said 2 a year will bring it down.
If you make one extra, if your payment's $1,000 a month for principal and interest,
Right.
if you make a 13th principal and interest payment, you'll knock 15 years
Right.
off your
Yeah.
mortgage.
It's one.
It's
one.
just, it's
Yeah.
just math. It's just math, and that's
Yes.
oftentimes folks they just don't think of it.
Well,
that
the
way.
thing is, if you have a great mortgage rep, there
They
are
explain
so
it to
many
you.
plans out there.
Yeah.
They can just about do anything for you these days,
And
which is
that's-
great.
And that's why it's so important
Yeah.
to trust your real estate agent,
Who
because
hopefully
we are
has
going,
a great connection
we are
with
going
a
to
mortgage.
refer you to mortgage people
That we have used.
We have used that we know are going to service our clients with grace and integrity and honesty and full disclosure. Some of those mortgage brokers may even be members of the chamber.
And you can find them on our website under the member section. So that's that, and they have either some of them have hosted or been guests on this particular
Absolutely.
program.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Or if you come out to an event, I'm pretty sure he'll buy you a drink.
Yep, for sure.
You know who I'm talking about. So there are bright spots. That's good.
There is. You know what? Everybody needs a roof over their head. So
Right. And they again, I think it's very important that folks go into it with an open mind and open eyes really, and to do their research and do their
Yes.
due diligence and make sure they're really that they're making the decision, making a financial decision. And, my business, we often people make emotional decisions. Right. And the emotional decision over a financial issue, instead of saying, okay, I have to make a financial decision, not based on my emotions, to make sure that I make the right decision. And housing certainly, arguably one of the most, if not the most important financial decision anybody will ever make. You can't just run into that, willy nilly.
Right.
well, I always say that to young buyers. Make sure you can afford it. Go over your numbers again. Because I don't want this listing back in a year.
Right.
Because you're paying a lot of money now, and you may not get it back in a year.
Right,
So
right,
make
right,
sure
yeah,
you
sure.
can afford it and don't live over your means.
Yeah.
Which is
Tough.
when the master bathroom is beautiful and
And all my friends.
double sinks. My
Yeah,
friends love this.
Yeah, I got to keep up with that.
Yeah.
Those
Well, and then
folks.
the other thing we're not talking about is realtors can help with renters as well.
Yes.
So it's not always about your seller and your buyer. Sometimes it's about helping someone find a rental
Right.
property.
Which is just as tough as finding a house.
Yeah. Well, I counsel, my own daughter, and I teach at the college level. I tell my college kids, there will be people in your family that'll tell you renting is a waste of money. That's not true. It's not necessarily true. It can be, but it's not necessarily true, especially if you don't know where you're going to end up.
Well, that's the thing. If you don't know where you're going to end up, yes, I agree. It's just the price of the rentals they're getting now
Yeah, I
because of the shortage of inventory. They're still paying summer rental, and we're not in summer anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
they've gone back to, pre-COVID levels. I mean, my daughter just renewed her lease, up in North Jersey somewhere, and the landlord said, yeah, well, now we're back to where you would have been without the COVID discount that you
Right.
got when you moved in.
My daughter's just moving out of Jersey City because of work. She's moving to New York City. She's been there 1 year. Great. It's a beautiful apartment. It's in a very nice section of Jersey City. Landlord's raising it $800 when she moves out. 800, not 100, 200, 800, and they'll get it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
Well,
beautiful place.
That was my daughter's problem. She's also in Jersey
But she's
City.
paying a lot of money already, and then they're going to add more.
Yeah, well, that was the problem. I mean, they had very little choice.
Yeah.
They
Well, that's it. They had a little choice, and you had to suck it up.
or they had to move, which because she has a roommate, and so neither one of them really wanted to move. And then she just got a dog, and so there's all these compounding. compounding
And she smokes and has no job, too, right?
Well, she smokes, but not like
And
that.
6 kids. That's one of mine.
No, she'd have to get a date first.
Yeah.
I hope she's not listening. I'm sure she's not.
Well, then she doesn't have the 6 kids.
No. But she's certainly has that monster dog.
Oh. And just so she knows, FYI, their insurance companies, there are a list of dogs that they will not
Hybrids.
give insurance to landlords for particular dog. So not only do you send the application over to the other agent, you have to have a picture of the dog. and sometimes an interview.
Yeah.
Some landlords will charge pet security if they don't allow a pet,
Yep.
which
She did to my daughter. That's what she had to do.
quite honestly, that's illegal in New Jersey. But they
Is it?
they finagle it. They
They
have
figure out
separate
a way.
forms. Yeah, but that sometimes
And the
most
lawyer
will,
let that slip.
yeah, most of the landlords will increase their rent and then just give it back. Well, it
back
has
as
to be
a-
written
As a
documentation.
discount. without-
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But not all, and some will charge, and righteously so, because some can destroy,
Yeah,
and that's a
Well,
business.
She's fortunate. I mean, she's in one of those high rises. This 37-story building. There's a
And they
dog
allow
walk.
her to have a dog.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised because
Well, they have a pet run built into
oh,
the
okay.
complex.
Because
yeah.
if there's not enough grass around the building, they won't
Yeah,
allow.
no, they
pets.
actually have part of their
Wow.
activity center. There's
No,
a
the
swimming
big ci- the
pool,
big
a
buildings
basketball
actually
court,
do.
but
And-
there's
and
a,
it-
and there's little dog park.
Oh boy,
They can't. The
not a
bigger-
kid park, a dog park,
I think there's a kid. No, you know what? I don't think there is a kid park.
but a dog park.
There is a dog park.
The
yeah.
bigger buildings tend to cater.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I
true.
don't know.
That's true. The more expensive.
There's at least one dog walker that's his career. He works the building, and so this guy's he's got to be making a fortune.
And city dogs don't need grass. It's amazing.
yeah, that.
Yeah, well, I mean,
They figure
he
it
loves it
out.
out there. You know,
Yeah.
he and from my daughter's report, she can see the. So if she's home working,
She can keep an eye on
the
the
dog
dog?
walker still comes and takes him out, and so he's got to take the dog down from the 35th to the 7th floor, but she can see him out in the
Keep
the
an
dog
eye
park.
on the
Like, you're supposed to
babysitter.
be working, yeah. Right? This billable hours. Come on.
Just to sit there and watch a dog go back.
yeah.
and-
Yeah, well, it's either that or look at the Statue of Liberty, watch the
Yeah.
boats go by, and
Not a bad
Yeah.
gig.
Is she in Jersey City?
she is. Yeah, she's right. She's in
Annalisa
Columbus.
was off of Columbius.
Yeah, she's on Columbus. She's right on Columbus.
Oh, we're right off it on Warren.
Yeah.
Montgomery to
Yeah,
Warren.
yeah.
Right by St. Joseph's Prep. It's a beautiful area.
Yeah,
really
she likes
nice.
it. That's why they stayed. I mean, they could have moved. They moved from Morristown. I say they. So she
Right.
was in Morristown. The roommate was one of her law school
Oh,
roommates.
too bad I didn't let them know about Annalisa's place.
No, we did. We talked about it. And they said no.
Oh, okay.
You did
fine.
let me know.
Okay.
See, that's
See, I'm
that really. See,
That's that chamber.
see, you
That's
were
that
drink- you were-
chamber
You were drinking back then.
No more. Sorry, now I remember everything. All right, let's get back to chamber.
Oh my goodness! Why? Is somebody complaining? I don't.
No. Jennifer's going to say something.
Here we go. What else do I have? What else?
What is the best thing someone can do to prepare their home for a successful sale?
There you go.
Clean it out. People do not want
Tchotchkes. Fake flowers must go.
fake flowers, too many family pictures. Your furniture might
Organization. in
Your
the
furniture
closets.
might be the most amazing stuff there is to you, not to anyone else. They are buying your four walls.
That's right.
They are not buying your stuff. So you prettying your stuff up is not helping. You cleaning things out. They don't want to open a closet and see that everything is falling out, because that means there may not be room for their stuff.
For their boots.
So, as much as it might be a hassle for a seller to store half of their wardrobe away from the home, that's what you sort of need to do if you are the type of person that has an extensive wardrobe. You want your closets to look bigger. You want
No clutter.
no clutter. No, your pot holders are adorable, but we don't need them. We don't need them visible, right?
They're not- they're not
that's-
artwork.
Yeah, they're not artwork, exactly. So I would say that you need to just simplify it. Buyers aren't looking to decorate your home; they're looking to decorate their home.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
So your style isn't necessarily their style. It might be a lovely style, but it may not be their style. They might not have lovely style.
My general rule of thumb is to walk around with your arms out to about here. And if you hit something, it's too close, move it. Because people have to be able to get through and maneuver, even in the basement and the garage. They need to see it. See the floor.
Yeah, I have a client that's they keep threatening that they're gonna move
Out of New Jersey.
Well, no, not out of New Jersey. They're not. They have an apartment down here, but they have a house up in North Jersey, and that's the problem is that they've got 35 years worth of stuff, and he won't clean it out.
He won't leave it.
He won't. He won't.
Right.
I
get
help
the story.
sellers clean. I've
Yeah,
done that
no,
before.
I referred them to a good friend of mine that's what she does, and she went up there and I think she helped them host a garage sale.
Good.
And they
That's
did
a
something.
start.
That was a start. I mean, they were willing to do that, but then that was pre-COVID, and then they still didn't get rid of enough stuff that anybody could really for them to feel comfortable that they'd actually be able to move, because they have to buy another house. And they can't come together as to what kind of house that's going to be,
Right.
where it's going to be, and that kind
Well,
of
they have
stuff,
to
yeah.
come down every weekend.
Well, they do. They have an apartment down here.
and go look around.
They have an apartment in Asbury Park, and they do that. They're here all summer. They might be here now, but they still need us to replace that house somewhere else. And so she's got the same things. Her mom is in her 90s up there, and
that's hard.
And their community is up there, so their church is up there. All their activities are up
Right.
in Northern Jersey. So
Maybe not ready to actually break ties completely.
That's a big adjustment. Let me tell you. I mean, I moved from Freehold to Fairhaven. That was fine. My kids were still very little. I only had 2 kids at the time, and that was easy. And then from from Fairhaven to Red Bank was a piece of cake because I'm still close enough. But I get it because I still go to my church in Fairhaven, and it's right around the corner. But it's hard to. You're really starting all over, going from north to
right. That's
down
like joining
here.
another chamber. How dare you?
Yeah, that's true. This is true.
That never happens.
Yeah, no. I say here.
I don't know. I'm a Jersey native. I was born here. I had the first bit of my life here, 11 years. I have lived in Southern California. I've lived in Florida. I've moved 20-something times. So, and I have a lot of stuff, don't get me wrong, but I guess I look at stuff differently.
It's because you don't know where it is.
No,
Outside, out of mind.
actually, I do.
It's scattered between here and California.
I actually, but
In New York.
But I know it's stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot I lived in New York for a while. It's literally stuff, and we put at different phases in our life, we put stock in different stuff. When we, as young women, started out and got engaged, got married, we had to have the china, the silver, the stemware. Mm-hmm. That became the most important thing, like what pattern you picked, and you wanted to set the prettiest table imaginable. It's interesting for me, as time has evolved, I have a daughter that looks at my china and says, "Dad, Mommy, it's pretty, but it's not me." And now what do? I've got multiple sets of china.
eBay.
But that's my point. I look at stuff differently. So when I'm with a seller, and you try so gently to explain to them that that's stuff. So if that stuff has a value to you that you don't mind physically moving it and
Storing it someplace safer.
paying for a bigger house in order to move it. Do you want to have the same size house, or are you looking to downsize? If you're looking to downsize, are 3 sets of china going to fit in the new house?
4.
I believe me, I know. I got rid of some before I left
and
California.
I've moved to a bigger house, and do I have all those 35 years later wedding gifts out? No, because I don't want a curio. I don't want to dust all those things. So they're still nice in boxes.
But
in the
they're in
basement.
boxes.
Yeah, and I have
Well,
about 10 boxes.
But if you're not,
vases.
but they're stuff. But right, they're stuff.
They're boxed so that the
So-
movers can move
Yeah.
them
Right.
easily.
Oh, they move. Oh, 3 times they've moved them
They move
all.
great.
But that's my point. So it's stuff. So then you go into this whole conversation of okay, who's going through that
No,
stuff?
my kids don't even want it.
Exactly. So I'm like to simplify your home to understand that box of vases chances are if you get a lot of bouquets of flowers, you're dead.
Yeah, that many. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
So what are you doing with the box of vases?
I know.
Because the
Well,
kids don't know.
Because you
they're
never
there.
know you need them.
But it's funny because I don't mean this the way it's going to sound. I really, really don't. But you talk about China and patterns and that kind of stuff. I have the same problem with my dad and his tools.
Yeah.
Right. So he's going to be 80 soon, and he's got tools that were his father's, his grandfather's, and they need to be cleaned out of his basement because he's not using them.
Thought they were in your attic.
No, that was just junk. The tools,
gosh.
the tools, most of his tools got
So
moved.
you're gonna get rid of all his tools?
Oh my God, it's stuff. That's my point.
I have my grandmother's strainer and the thing that you scoop.
scoulabast?
Yep, and the thing you scoop
so
the macaroni.
in the kitchen, I have my grandmother's turkey
Thing,
roaster.
right.
That I have, but the tools, some of them are actually antique tools. The rest of them are just, they're craftsman tools. Okay, you can replace them fairly easy. They're old, they're dated, but he does have some things that are actually antiques. Those things we can't get rid of. But the rest of the stuff's like, I'm not going to use it. I have a daughter who's a lawyer. She is not.
Oh, she's gonna hire
change-
somebody.
Right. She's not going to change the oil in her car.
No.
I'm not changing the oil. I haven't done that in 20 years. Right. So men have it just as bad. You may not appreciate
My
it.
china and his tools.
That's right. But that's a big issue.
But you just said some stuff you can't get rid of.
Because they would be decorations in a man cave.
But for which?
Oh, because you're
wait,
gonna
wait,
get a
wait.
man cave down the road.
Right, I was going to say, but whose man cave?
Right.
Who-
Mine.
Your man
Yeah.
cave
Yeah.
That he doesn't have.
that you don't have.
Correct. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks very much. Wait a minute. I'm the host here. Who's asking the questions?
Because I just helped somebody clean out their basement, their attic, their basement, and their garage actually. And the basement, the things that were there, one particular thing was a pair of roller skates that belonged to his father when his father was a child. His
Okay.
father's been
Right.
dead for
Yeah.
like 15 years.
Right.
Roller skates.
Roller skates.
Yeah.
But
Wait. But so I couldn't believe he still had them, but eventually he decided to donate. Actually, because a member of the chamber happens to be Red Bank Antique.
Right,
So,
yes.
so I said, well, why don't you bring them over there? Just give them to him. So one of his vendors, I'm sure, would love to have, these roller skates. Well, he said, well, if I'm not going to use them, who's going to use them? I said, somebody's going to use them for decoration.
Right. Show up in a bar.
I
Look,
said-
look around you.
Exactly.
Right.
So
Right.
that is exactly what was done. The roller skates that were probably from the 20s were brought, to
Right.
Red Bank Antique, and I wish I remembered the name, Jennifer. What's the name of the antique place? But I can't
No, it's
remember.
the red,
Yeah, it's the
one-
big
the
one,
red,
the big
one.
one, yeah.
Red.
Yeah.
It's the art antique thing.
So,
Right.
but that's benefit of chamber. I was able to know where those should go, and again, stuff. I mean, just mind-boggling to me.
Right. But there's an emotional attachment.
There is.
Yes.
That's what I try to get my
But
dad's,
it's
my dad's
stuff.
wife. Yeah, it's stuff to us. But that's the thing. To them, there is an emotional attachment. I don't disagree with you one bit. And so, that it is difficult for a lot of folks because it is an emotion.
It is.
It's the strongest thing that they see that as something that reminds them of their childhood and their family, and it's hard. It's hard to let that stuff go. Certainly it is. So, so that maybe that's part of the. The most important thing, as Jennifer asked, was, is okay, well, let's start separating out the wheat from the chaff, right? The emotionally attached stuff, okay, this stuff
That's
is
it.
non-negotiable. We're not getting rid of this. I don't care if it is in a closet.
Right.
It's still important to me.
Right.
I'll be buried with it if
Right.
necessary. The rest of this stuff,
Go.
it's got to go, right? Call the dumpster lady.
Which we have those through chamber as well.
I knew we'd get there. So we got a couple things that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about that last.
All right.
Right, because I know what you're going to ask, and I don't want to.
Okay.
So, upcoming podcast, November 4th. We have.
I'm not doing that one. Shocking.
You're not. Neither am I. Let's see. That's November 4th. That's Harry Abrahamson of Abrahamson Financial Group, hosted by Kevin Ertl and
Dr.
Jackie Mias Fuertes of Brookdale. She will be here as a co-host. That's November 4th. And let's see. No, November 18th. I'm sorry. November 18th, Eileen
Holiday
Higgins,
Right.
the executive director of Holiday
Holiday
Express.
Express.
So she'll tell us all about what's going on with Holiday Express. This is their busy time.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that she's
Yeah.
got. This is probably the last free day that she has.
Yeah, true.
She'll
true.
probably have to leave early that morning.
Yes,
'cause-
because the Friday after Thanksgiving, they usually have that big thing in Red Bank.
Yeah.
Santa Claus takes the train from
Right,
Little Silver to Red Bank.
Yeah, that'll be a big thing. Also, Kevin Ertl's going to host that show and co-host with Jane Tresnan, one of our board members. So that's good. So
That's
they'll-
gonna be a good one.
So that November 18th for that one. I think I mentioned the business networking breakfast, so that's good.
Yes.
That's coming up. I said with John.
I'm going to that one.
I know
that's
you-
all. Oh,
you
I
already made
should.
sure I would go.
So the alternative board is the sponsor, and then there's a supporting sponsor, Grand Fest Financial Group. That's Leo, our friend Leo.
Oh, yeah.
So he'll be a supporting sponsor there.
Good.
And then and the food there, Light Bites from Almost Home General. Almost Home General always brings us some pretty fantastic snack foods. Well, snack food's the wrong word. It's a meal. One of those muffins or a slice of their
They
bread.
make a vegan, I think it's like a chocolate chip bread or something.
Yeah,
that's-
it's a meal.
Yeah.
One slice of that and you're good.
Yeah.
Believe me. Yeah, it's
Only one.
Yeah, only one. Only one. So that's good. So
We talked about the grand openings.
well, actually, I didn't a lot.
go through,
I went
yeah.
to the Wild Fork was on the new member list, but they're doing a grand opening
Mm-hmm.
on November 17th. That's Thursday, and that'll be at 5:30, from 5:30 to 6:30 at their new location on Route 35 in Eatontown. They're right on the corner. That's the corner of Wyckoff and Route 35.
Yeah, it's right behind the new Wawa.
Correct.
Yeah, it's right behind that new Wawa.
Oh,
Wild Fork
okay,
Foods,
okay.
right. So that's 5:30. That's their grand opening and ribbon cutting.
Okay.
Let's see. We have Abrahamson Financial Group also doing a grand opening, and a day of giving, I believe, is the way they're billing that. So that's on Saturday the 19th, and that's from 2 to 6, so all afternoon on Saturday, and that's in their office there on 65 Mechanic Street, so right down the street here. Suite 205. I'm sure they'll have some balloons or something out on the sidewalk to let us know where they are. 65 Mechanic Street here in Red Bank. And then we have one in December. If we can go ahead a month,
Right.
right, get a little bit ahead of ourselves, out over our skis, as it were. Batteries Plus, also a new member, they're going to have their grand opening on Friday, December 2nd. And that's at noon, from noon to 1 p.m. And that's 255 State Highway 35 North in Eatontown. Drawing a blank. Is that next to Wild Fork or no? That's a little bit further. Oh, that's a little bit further up. I'm gonna guess it's up in that little shopping center closer to.
Is that after the ball?
No, I think it's north of there.
No, isn't
No?
that over the next place?
South of Tesla.
Nordstrom Rock.
Yeah,
I think it's the
Oh,
next
yeah,
two
yeah, yeah.
down.
I think it's south.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
You're
it's
right,
just
you're right.
south
Yep,
of Tesla.
yep, that's probably correct. Anyway, you can go to their website at batteriesplus.com, I would imagine, and verify that, or use the old map thing in your palm of your hand.
Yeah.
255 State Highway 35. It's on the northbound side. That's also in Eatontown. So yeah, so those are our three grand openings. So this is something that's always a member benefit. If you're having a grand opening or you're announcing something new, you're rolling out a new product line or something like that, and you want to do something special, you want to have some press and maybe a ribbon and have the big scissors.
Oh, we have the big
We have
scissors.
the big scissors
and it's a
and-
big deal.
Yeah, and if you
Go to emac.org
yep
and
ask.
fill out your profile so
Yep.
that everybody in the chamber knows exactly who you are.
And so that's important. So I did mention I was going to mention a few of the things about what your
Bonuses.
Well, it's part of your membership.
Right.
It's not even a bonus. It's just this is part of it. So you got a category on our website, as Elaine points out, right? So we'll put your company bio, your logo, link to your company website. I think they'll show the little tiny map with a pin there. So that's on there. Again, most folks keep telling me that the more instances of your information on the internet, the better the search engines like it. So that's probably true. So we'll do one free e-blast. Right? We also do e-blast. We have a pretty extensive list. So we'll do e-blast once per calendar year, and we have looks like over 2,100 contacts on our e-blast list. Then like I said, you'll be in the membership directory. Here's a big one. You get an hour-long podcast right here
With us.
with a professional hostess who's on vacation or something right now. Well, that's gonna go well.
Maybe she turned off for a little bit.
So that's something. So if you take advantage of that within your first 6 months of your paid membership, that's a great thing. And then the shared universe will work with you if you wanted to come up with a schedule and you want to do it on the regular.
Yeah.
Certainly they'll work with you to come up with a package that works it works well for you. So
Heard
Chris is over there laughing.
Because Jennifer said, heard it.
Just making sure you're paying attention, Jennifer. Pay attention. Listen to what I say next. So let's see. Oh, so you got the window decal for your if you have a business, you want to put a window decal, a certificate certainly, or a digital certification, or logo is what I mean. I'm thinking of something else where I get a digital certificate. What else you get? We mentioned it before. If all the employees of the business, they become chamber members, so they get access to everything else as a member. We'll give you a coupon for a free basic networking event to come join us. It's usually somewhere between $20 and $40, right, to come and come out and get in trouble with the three of us.
Oh, yeah.
Either before, during, or after the event.
We're probably at every event.
At every event, certainly. So, and then there may be also, we do member pricing for all of our other events. That's always helpful, maybe. And we keep mentioning all access to all of our other members. And I don't know of any member that's unwilling to help anybody else. If you have a question, you need to learn something, to find something else out. What I do know is that if there's a member that is unwilling to help another member, they don't last very long.
They don't.
Correct.
Yeah.
Just if you're just not part of that community, we figure it out
Yeah.
pretty quickly, pretty easily. So that's always good. So like I said, we have we have a corporate sponsor. I mentioned Nissan City of Red Bank. I want to make sure I give a
Yay,
shout
Nissan.
out because they've helped us out. We've had a couple events over there. They're fantastic to work with. We really appreciate what they do. And of course, a shared universe here where we're sitting in the middle of it. So we certainly appreciate everything that they do. Chris getting up early to come out here and listen to our ridiculous banter.
We have over
Chris says it's very fun.
300 members. We are over 300 members.
Okay, that's good. That's fantastic. That's
really
the number
good.
that I have on mine is incorrect. I knew that was incorrect. That's why I didn't mention it.
Good.
It was way too low.
But I mean, but the biggest benefit, in my opinion, to being part of the chamber, all the things you mentioned, but you have to be part of the community. You have to come to the events. You have to meet people and not just hand out your business card, like I said earlier.
or collect them.
Or collect them. I mean, what do? You bring them home and they go in a pile. Then you send an email in the morning, say nice to meet you. But you gotta spend time talking with and I think we're a pretty inclusive bunch. I mean, I think that we tend to bring everybody in. Maybe they don't want to be brought in sometimes. And
They just want that free drink.
They just want that. But I think we tend to, it was interesting. One of our board members at one of our recent board meetings said to not stand in a bagel, to stand in a croissant. I wish I remembered the exact way he worded it, but basically, when we're at our events, we're looking for the other people in the room. Come to us, let's talk, and then we're going to see you over there. We're going to come to you and bring you, in to the fold to learn about you, to learn about your business.
With us.
Well, there's also
Yes.
at every event there are people that have been in the organization for a while that will bring in that new person. And
We have
go
greeters,
see
yeah.
that greeters. I couldn't get the word.
Yeah, we and then we do that
Nobody
for a reason.
feels uncomfortable.
Because there are folks that are perhaps uncomfortable in that type of social
Walking in
situation,
by yourself is
right?
not
Yeah,
always easy.
Certainly not the most comfortable thing if you're not like us,
but
completely extroverted.
But we weren't okay, extrovert is different. But I came into the chamber knowing Marie because we came from the same office. But I came in not knowing anyone other than Marie. Marie has been in the community a long time, so she knew other faces. But the chamber was inclusive. They brought, when Marie wasn't there, other people would chit chat with me, and before I knew it, I'm getting to know the different industries and the different people and the
You're on
different.
three
Now she
committees.
knows more people than me.
Well, and next thing you know, you're on 3 committees, and so you just multiplied the people that you know.
Absolutely.
Right? So that's certainly-
Absolutely, and they're not just
really-
names and faces. They are businesses that I trust what they're telling me. My go-tos. And you learn that you have that. It's like, I'm looking to get a new car, and I reached out to different people on the chamber that I know, and I was like, so who would you recommend for, new car insurance, and It's better than just, Googling it.
Right. Sure, certainly. So yeah.
And you have a chance to go to 30 events.
Is it
a
30?
year,
Is it,
yeah.
it's 30? I guess it is.
There's 30 events
yeah.
throughout the
Well,
year.
business
Yeah.
after hours
Yeah,
is
almost
almost
two-
every month.
And
almost
then
two events a
the
month almost.
ENJ,
ENG
which
is
is
quarterly.
the early generation, next generation.
EMAX Next Generation.
The breakfast.
The breakfast is usually almost every month, and then we have the Women in Business, which is
Women in
quarterly as well.
Yep.
And then of
There's
course we have
Spinnaker
marketing,
and
Spinnaker. The
Right.
Beach Bash is going to have its own committee. That's a signature
July.
event.
And the
Yeah.
holiday party.
And
Why
the
don't we talk-
holiday
let's talk
party,
about that
bring
for a
right
minute.
around.
Yeah,
Yep.
because apparently
I think
we've
that's
got-
going to be December 1st.
That's right. That's December 1st, and it's going to be at
Drift
Drift
House.
House in Seabright.
Seabright.
So we're very excited about
And
that.
they're very excited also.
That's what I read. I saw
Yes.
that email. Yeah.
Very
yeah.
eager for us to
Apparently,
be there.
somebody's going to buy drinks.
You. I didn't sponsor anything yet. I'm sure I'll be
Well, yeah,
cold
we,
soon.
Yeah, we can figure that out. But yeah, so
Yes.
that's one of our signature events. So that's our holiday party, and
Nice way to end the year.
Yeah, and
And we have golf. That's another signature event.
golf. Yes, golf signature
In
event.
September, yeah.
Yep. Wacky golf, not real golf.
Right.
Wacky. It's more fun golf than
Fun
it's
golf.
Not, yeah, it's not unfun golf. Is there such, I guess there is such a thing.
Then our big event,
Our big event. Okay, so our
which
big
I
event.
am co-chairing.
Okay, so then why don't you go ahead and
No, you're doing a really good job, Tom.
so she says. So our Spinnaker event, which is our biggest event of the year, that's is scheduled for March 22nd or is it 23rd?
No, 22nd. The year is 23.
Okay.
And
All right.
last
well, maybe I should
year-
put my glasses on.
The last year, the event was on the 23rd of the year of the 22nd. Yeah, it's a little tricky. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. All
But
right.
it's on March 22nd. At
2023.
a new place.
Okay, it's going to be at the Park Loft in Oceanport. Fantastic.
Right in
On
the heart of the fort.
Fort Monmouth, yeah.
I
It's a
understand it's
beautiful place.
Have you been there?
Yes.
You have.
I'm just to see it for this event. Absolutely beautiful.
Right.
Beautiful.
I can walk home from there.
Oh, nice. Oh, that
which
could be,
apparently-
that could be scary.
Which apparently I think I'm going to have to. so we've got some awardees.
Yes.
So
Very
we-
happy to
so,
announce.
So Claire Knopf is the Volunteer of the Year.
Yes.
We have Lake House Music Academy of Red Bank. They're our Arts and Culture honoree. Vin Gopal, New Jersey State Senator from the 11th District. He's our Public Service awardee. Who else we got? We're going to skip that one. New Jersey.
No, we're not. Jersey
No,
Shore
no,
Financial
financial.
Advisor is our community service.
Tim
awardee.
Duffy.
Well, it happens. It happens. We also have New Jersey American. Thank you. New Jersey American Water Company is our corporate good neighbor.
Oh, that's great.
Honoree, so that's fantastic. Tigger Stavola Foundation is our nonprofit
Profit.
organization. Liberty Insurance Services that's been serving Monmouth County for over 50 years. Fantastic. One of our honorees. So that must be the business over a certain age, because we
Yes.
also
Over
try
50,
to
yep.
make sure we honor somebody like that.
Yep.
And then we have Courtney Alessi.
Yay, Courtney.
Max, next generation leader. So she's one of our newer, younger members, and she's really taken a big leadership role.
Yes.
In trying to build up our chamber offerings and the inclusion to newer, younger folks.
She's doing a really good job.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, ENG doesn't mean younger
Necessarily.
It's just, the up and coming, the
next generation.
Next generation, exactly. Because I go.
We're out of that
Yeah.
phase.
No, I go to the ENG event.
I've been to them.
Absolutely.
They're fun events.
Well, not only are they fun, but they have
Makes you feel young.
They have a nonprofit that they support
Yes,
for the
they
each
always
one of
do.
their
for
events.
each
Right,
event.
right,
And I
right.
believe they're changing that. They're adopting one for the whole year for
Oh, nice.
2023.
Well, that's a good idea.
That's good.
That's a good idea. So good. So they have taken the community to heart.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So
Yes.
fantastic. So go ahead. One more thing. Go ahead.
For our holiday party, we're
Yes.
also helping out a nonprofit.
We are.
Yes, but it's not set in stone yet.
Okay,
But we
so-
are.
so-
we will be
More to
helping a
come.
local.
So when the announcement comes out, that
Yes.
will make sure we have that
Yes.
all locked down.
Because we do help nonprofits as
Yeah,
well.
Yep, we try to do that. Well, we're at the end here. Chris is like halfway out the door. So thank you again to Chris for getting
Thank
up,
you,
getting up
Chris.
so early. Thanks to our corporate sponsor, Nissan City of Red Bank. You can get them at nissancitynj.com.
Yes.
Certainly, thank you very much to our wonderful
always a
co-hosts
pleasure
here,
working
Marie
with
and Elaine.
you.
This was a lot of fun.
Aw.
See, now we'll have to do it again because we enjoyed it so much. Maybe we'll go on location somewhere. Chris is like, gee. Chris, you like beer, right?
Beer and recording?
Yeah. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? Well, so fantastic. So thanks, everybody. We really appreciate you being here with us. Thanks very much.
Have
Thanks,
a great
Jennifer.
weekend. And don't forget to vote.